All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to GrooveAsia's 5-day challenge, where we are going to be digging deep into Groove AI. I know everyone is super excited. I know I am, and I'd like to welcome you here at the beginning of day one. Now, today that we're going to have none other than Nick Lacani. Nick Lacani is an awesome trainer, and he's been here with Groove Asia training us for the past at least a year. Very knowledgeable. He's been in education. He's been a Toastmaster of the Year during the transition of the pandemic. And so we are excited to have him here with to teach us and train us about Groove AI. Now, Nick Lacani not only has a love of training and educating people, but he also is very into taking action. He wants you to take action. He wants to hold your hand and to get you where you need to go because he is very keen on your success. So these are the things that we want for you to take away with here on the Groove Asia 5-day challenge today and for the rest of the week. So Nick is very energetic and we want to feel the energy. And so if you're here in the room, please come into our Zoom room so you can ask your questions. So we're going to be doing a whole time here in the Zoom room where Nick is going to be training on Groove AI. But afterwards, for those that are here in the room, you'll be able to ask your specific questions. We're going to turn off the live at the next hour. So those here that are in the room will be able to get their questions answered. Now that doesn't say that you cannot leave your question there in the YouTube channel or in Facebook, wherever you're viewing, most likely YouTube channel. You can leave your questions there also. So Nick is here and he's going to be getting started with us here at Groove AI Day 1. Welcome to the stage, Nick.
Thank you very much, Karen, for the warm welcome. I very much appreciate it. We've been doing this 5-day challenge now for the whole of 2024. We have a number of these challenges up on our YouTube channel, and these are available to you today. And later on, myself or Karen will point them out to you where they are. It's in the GrooveAsia.cm YouTube channel. Look in the playlists. They're all there. We've done something in the region of 8 so far this year, out of the 9 months that we've had already. And today is the October one starting. Fantastic. Now, one of the things I want to look for today, this is the start of the challenge. So there's a few things I'm going to, a little bit of setting expectations. I think that's the way that I want to actually put it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to just go over the structure that we're going to do this week. And here we go. Excellent. Now, give me a thumbs up. Those of you in the Zoom room, give me a thumbs up. Can you see my presentation? Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much there. We've got a number of people in the Zoom room here, by the way. So if you are watching this recorded, then tomorrow we'll be having this live. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have it live streamed, and you can actually come to the Zoom room and be able to ask questions directly. Fantastic. Okay, so this month we're going to look at unlocking the power of Groove AI. And in case you missed me, we actually have, for example, let's just press that button there. There you go. You can see me on the screen there. Or maybe you can't. There we go. Right. Fantastic. Ta-da! Now, one of the things I want to do is to look at unlocking the power of Groove AI this week. Fantastic. With Nick and Peter. Peter's going to be joining us this week. All right. Now, one of the things that we've decided to do. Now, notice that these are very recent pictures, I promise. And one of the things I wanted to do was to just get it clear as to who's doing what. So days 1, 2, and 3, it's going to be Nick. Day 4, it's going to be Peter. And then I'm going to come back and do the mop up at the end on Friday, on the day 5. So therefore, day one, getting started. Day two, business benefits. Okay. Day three, marketing benefits. Day four, Peter's going to be doing GPT agents. Now, if you know what they are, I think that you're going to have a fantastic session. Now, if you don't know what they are, you're going to get your minds blown on day four by Peter. And then on the fifth day, more advanced techniques. We're going to be, and also taking more questions and so on. So let's see where the week takes us. All right. Now, one of the things that we said, yes, day one, getting started with Groove AI. And today I'm going to look at specifically introducing the course, the structure, setting expectations. We're going to look at finding out what is Groove AI, how do we get access to it, and also we're going to look at the console, navigate around it. We're not going to look at every single button and tab and so on, but we're going to look at some of the basics that we need to get started today and preparing for tomorrow's session as well. Okay. We're going to look at the default settings and some of the other settings that are there that you can change. And we're going to look at the outputs, the default outputs, and other outputs that you can actually have on there as well. Also, finally, we're going to look at the start of some basic prompt engineering and creating some, getting Groove AI to create some copy for us to then export out into different formats. Okay, that's what we're going to do today on there. Now, just to give you a brief preview, on day two, we're going to be looking at business benefits, really getting into the tool because I'm going to show you how to create an outline business plan, how to find your USP or your unique selling proposition, finding out your niche markets, your ideal client, designing your marketing plan. So a lot of the business stuff that we never end up doing properly, right? Because we don't have time. But if you don't have time to plan, how do you know you're heading in the right direction, right? So think about that. But that's where a tool like Groove AI can help you. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do today is let's just take myself back on the screen here. One of the things that you need to understand is that Groove AI, AI is a tool whereby um, it actually does things for you. Okay, so it's a tool, right? Um, it's not going to go and take over your life tomorrow. I think probably by about 2026, but anyway, that's a different story. No, just kidding. The one of the things that you need to understand is that those people who are concerned about AI, a lot of people are concerned about AI taking jobs. Well, they won't take the jobs of those people who can manage and use and figure out how to use AI. Think about it. Okay. Whenever you have change, you need to know, you need to actually go and see what the changes are and see whether it's actually congruent with your plan as to how much effort you put into it or how much time you devote to it to learn it. Okay. My simple advice is you need to know how to do these kind of things. For example, I was in the car at the weekend. Myself and Mrs. Nick were driving along some country lanes. I had no internet access. I couldn't listen to my Spotify or anything like that. What did I do? I actually dictated some notes for some sessions that I'm running and into an app on my phone. And then I asked Mrs. Nick to press a button. It then started to give me my notes in an ordered format, in particular with a particular accent, or make it funny, make it engaging, make it whatever I wanted it to be. I was driving down the road and the app was doing all of this for me. The technology was doing all of this for me. Okay. I didn't need to, I still need to think. I still need to look at it. I still need to look at the output to see if that's what I wanted. But it helps me. And not everybody is able to put ideas down on paper straight away. This way, you can. Okay. Therefore, have an open mind, have an open heart, and let's just see how we get on today. Now, one of the things that I want to do is oh, here we go. Should have turned that off. One of the things that we're going to do is to just take a step back and say, okay, what is Groove AI? Groove AI, what it does is it's a console that actually, at the moment, it's tapping into the OpenAI or the ChatGPT technologies, and later on, it's hopefully it will then connect to other technologies as well. And but it's a console that can help you. Now, why is it better to have a console rather than going to other technologies? Well, you don't have to learn different technologies. You can actually use the same console, but then the engine and the power underneath is pulling on different resources. And at some stage, we're going to have a number of these items that we can call upon. So, but the console will be very similar. It'll just have more whistles and bells on it, and you'll know your way around that console. So that's a great thing to have. That's a big benefit of having Groove AI. Another thing is that those of you who, like me, got into the backer program, there's a lot of resource in there, and I don't have to worry about putting my credit card in every other week to go and pay for something else. A lot of these things are covered, right? Maybe not everything. Later on, there'll be other things, especially looking at new technologies. But at least we know we're going to get a better deal than if we were just going directly to the particular app and paying premium prices. We should be getting lower prices than that, which is great. There's a number of advantages as well. But let me ask you a question, though. Those of you in the Zoom room can actually answer me in the chat. What does ChatGPT give us? If I ask a question, is it going to give me the right answer? Or is it going to give me something else? Now I'm going to open up the chat so I can actually see. We have a few people in the chat. We've got Dr. Lisa, we've got Tyra, we've got Brooks, and we've got Chanel. So just feel free, type it in. What are we going to go and get? Are we going to get our questions answered, or are we going to get something else? So Brooks is asking, depends on what you ask for. Okay, yeah, okay, great. But then if I ask, what's the weather like outside? Is it going to give me the right answer? Well, Brooks will say, it depends on whether it knows where I am, right? Yeah. So that's another thought as well. Anybody else? Anybody? Okay. So is it going to give me a? If I say right, what's the rate of inflation in my country today? Will it give me the right information? Well, here's the thing that you have to remember. And one of the things that our good friend Ching Yu Tan, the AI whisperer, of the GrooveAsia and iSummit community, a CMO, what's the one thing he always says is that when you're talking about AI, you've got to verify. Why is it you've got to verify? Because whenever you ask it questions, whenever you give it tasks to do, the large language model underneath the AI technology and it's got data, it's programmed in a certain way and so on, but it's programmed to give us the most likeliest answer that is correct, or the most likeliest answer closest to what it thinks that we want. It's not programmed to give us the truth necessarily, or factual and all that. It gives us probably what could well be true. Does that make sense? Okay. So whatever answers it gives you, I wouldn't put my house on it. Doesn't matter how intelligent we think AI is. I wouldn't put my house on it. I really wouldn't. It's up to us as living, breathing, thinking organisms, humans, to ask it the better questions every time as and when we use the tools. but also whatever output it gives us, it's our responsibility to make sure that the information that we then actually go and publish under our name is correct, true, factual, and so on. It's our responsibility. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the console. And one of the things about this is that the the biggest thing is that the console is very easy to use. Therefore, let me just cut to that. Right, give me a thumbs up. You can see my screen. We've got a big Google on there. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Lisa and Karen. Now, what we want to do is GrooveAI. Look, you can see GrooveAI right there. Now, normally it'll ask for a username and password. So you have those when you actually purchase GrooveAI. All right. Now, those of you who don't have it yet, then do please go to Groove.AI and go and sign up. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the screen. I'm going to go and let's just make it a little bit bigger. Thumbs up. Can you see the screen? Can you read the information on there? Fantastic. Excellent. Now, top left-hand corner, the icon, that takes us to this dashboard right here, okay? So that will always take, wherever you are, it'll always bring us back to the dashboard. So the consoles are easy to work out. Now, a search. So for example, if I put in here, ebook, and press enter, I'm hoping, okay, maybe it didn't, right, okay. So obviously they've actually taken the search facility and done something with it today. There you go. Never work with animals and never do live software demonstrations. All right. Here we go. Okay. So on here we've got the dashboard, and these are recent projects that I've been working on. Okay, it's not got all of them there because some of the work I've been doing I've actually deleted on there as well. Now, take a look at this top right-hand corner. And that's my details on there. Color picker. What color do I want the text and the color and the little icons to be? Do I want an orange? Yeah, that looks nice. Actually, but I prefer the purple, really. I think it stands out more on a white screen. Now, what language are we using? German, Portuguese, Spanish? No, English is fine. Thank you, today. And what other buttons do we have here? Do we want dark mode like this? Okay, very straightforward. On here, we're going to use the white screen today, or the light mode. Now, free credit remaining, 99,802,561 words. Okay, now what happens is, because we have subscribed to GrooveAI, we've got our account and so on, you'll receive 1 million words per month with the GPT-4o mini plan. Okay? So that will then go down, and then at the end of the month, we'll pop up back to 1 million. That's nice, isn't it? Does anybody think they're going to run out of credit on there? Okay. Some people may, because some people are producing a lot of ebooks and other things on here every day, 15 hours a day or something. So as you can see, this is what it's telling me that what it's got on here. Okay. Now, on the left-hand side here, and you see the various items on here, we are at the very bottom here. Look, billing. That's the same place where we are. It tells us where we are on here. Okay, billing history, there's no history on there. Preferences, it's just got a few details on there. Okay, let's go to the left-hand side. Let's go to projects and projects shared with me. Okay, so this means that you can share projects with other people who don't have GrooveAI. The reason is, number one, you may have a VA that you're working with, that you may want them to actually do certain things for you, or to capture some text and then export it out. There are a number of things on there. Also, it's a great way to go and market a tool like this because we want more people to come and use it, find it valuable, and then guess what? Groove can sell more licenses, right? Fantastic result. Okay, now on here, it's got my projects. As I said, you can have it in different order, oldest created, newest created, alphabetical order, and so on. You can even look at them in little cards like this. All right. Now, this is really interesting because we've got a new chat. Now, what this does is it actually gives us a new chat and it's it's clean, meaning it's only got uh oh, hang on. There we go. Right. So what we have is we have a situation whereby we've got a new chat on here. All right. Now, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go back to the top left-hand corner and I'm going to start a new project. Okay. So for example, when I go to my projects, I want to create a new project. The project I'm going to create is 5-day challenge. And create a new project on here. And as you can see, top left-hand corner, it's got the project name on here. These buttons show you the screens or parts of the screen on here. This is the presets. So the left-hand part of the screen on here, these are presets. All right, so I'll run through some of these. What AI service are we looking at? So I mentioned earlier on that there are a number of services or technologies that we are going to be able to use in the near future. At the moment, you have GPT-4o and GPT-4o Mini. Now, those of you in the Zoom room, if you type into the chat, what's the difference? Anybody tell me what the difference? Okay. So let's just, I need to be able to see the chat in there. So lots of people, okay, so here we go. Brooks and Dr. Lisa is saying speed, yeah. So that's one way. Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, the faster it is, the more expensive it is, right? Yes? It is. It is. So, for example, if it's things that you want, if there's a lot of things that you do, you're on a schedule and you want to get things done on there, just go to 4.0 because what you're doing is you're going to be using up your million credits faster. But I don't think you're going to run out. Most of us won't run out in any given month. Okay, but if you're not too fussed about it and go to mini, that's fine too, and that's by default over there. Now, knowledge base is where you can actually feed it certain information. Now, I do believe that Mike said in the last few weeks, uh, right? So those, just going to ask those of you in the Zoom room to make sure you keep yourselves muted, please. Yeah, thanks. Now, one of the things that we've got is that where was I? Right. So one of the things that Mike mentioned a few weeks ago, I remember seeing, was it August or September, where he mentioned that there are going to be some changes and that knowledge base is probably going to get phased out at some stage. So I'm not going to look at that just yet on there. All right. Now, let's go to presets. Now, what this is, I'm going to turn this on. And for example, I've got PB seniors on here. What does that mean? Well, it's a preset of some settings that I've made earlier. All right. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to show you where those are. All right. So I'm just going to leave that blank at the moment on there. I'm going to switch this preset off, but I will show you how to do those tomorrow. And optimize for a default, like a more neutral type of thing, or more creative, or and so or make it custom so you can actually make it so that you change some of the settings on here. And over the next couple of days, we're going to be looking at some of these settings on here. And but to be honest with you, to start off with, we're just going to go with default. Okay. All right. So That's optimized for. Format framework. This is quite nice actually because by a default is just any kind of default text. Whereas if you're specifically looking for some sort of blog post or an email or an outline or whatever that is, oh look, there's lots of them here. Can you see that? Short sales letter, video sales letter, video script for voiceover. There's lots of options on here because, well, what this is, and again, I'm going to mention this again. Um, what we have here is a tool that is like other AI tools out there, except it's got a um, an overlay, maybe you can call it, or it's programmed in a certain way. It's programmed for marketers. Therefore, if marketers want a blog post, a video sales letter, scripts, so on, it's it's there for marketers, for those of you who want to go and market your business. So it's not like a lot of the other tools out there where can be used for lots of different things and so on. This can be used like that, but it already comes with like a little flavor to it, saying it's going to help you with your business. And that's one of the good things about it. It's already ready to act for you. Okay, so therefore, the type of content or that it produces and the output and so on will help you. All right. Therefore, let's go back to it on there. On here, for example, today we're going to look at default. Later on in the week, we may look at one or two things on here. I think on Thursday or Friday, we've got Wednesday maybe, we've got a little bit of social media, maybe blogs, things like that we can look at as well. Now, in this case, though, I'm just going to turn that off there. I don't want I just want the default. Now, on the framework, now at the moment, it looks like it is grayed out. Okay, again, there are changes happening on the platform, so I'm not gonna look at that particular one today. Now, this is one of my favorites, the tone or the style or the goal. What is it you want to do today? Do you want to have a conversational blog post? Do you want to have a professional looking email? Do you want to have a report that is both concise and persuasive? Would you like to create some landing pages that are inspiring or, well, maybe not sarcastic, but you get the idea. This is the tones that you can use, the styles that you can use. Some of them are overlapping, a descriptive style, journalistic, narrative, satirical. You may be doing some sort of speech at work as a bit of fun for a night out, maybe a technical output. Okay. So, and also, what's your goal? Do you want to actually make it so that it helps you with your SEO, to generate sales, to drive traffic, and so on? So there's lots of things on here. You don't have to click on any of them, or you can click on a number of them. And again, with some of the things that we're doing tomorrow, like, for example, the business plans and marketing strategies and things like that, we will actually go off and use these to go and produce something tomorrow as well. Okay. Now, in terms of output, let's just switch this off over here. In terms of output, what are we looking at? Well, first of all, it's the language. Well, you saw that we have language up here, don't we? Right? But it didn't show us all the whole list, did it? And look, lots and lots of languages on there now. I don't know if anybody noticed, right? But those of you who are scientifically minded of us, you can even have Klingon. How about that? Okay. So, uh, so if you want to actually go and communicate with the Klingon Empire, well, this is your first stop, okay? You get the idea. Look, default is English on my computer. That's fine. The length of it, short, medium, and long. Now, the length of this depends on what you're asking of it and so on. And sometimes you may find that even if you ask it to be long, it may not be long enough. But then that's down to actually going in and re-prompting the AI. Okay, so the length of this on here as well, depending on what you're looking for. Also, with the output, this is one of my favorites. What type of output do we want? Do we want HTML code? So you can embed it into your website. Do you want Markdown, WYSIWYG, and so on? So again, tomorrow we'll be doing a little bit more work on this. All right. Now, one of the things that we want to look at today is, as I said, we're still navigating around the screen. So there's a lot to get through in terms of this. Some of you may have used this already a number of times, and hence have actually used, know your way around the screens already. Okay. Now, these buttons along here, this is the presets. Well, that's all this pane over here. Let's switch that off. And now the one that was in the middle now is on the left. This is where you can actually write the prompts for the AI. And on the right-hand side, this is where you can actually go and, at a click of a button, export it so that it's almost like a word processor. It's like my Word or Google Docs. All right. That's the way I use it. So, for example, you can say, go down here where it says type anything. Give me a thumbs up. Can you see where it says type anything? Okay, fantastic. Good. Okay. So in this case, one of the things that I do is to say, well, one of the things that I want to do is I want to have the structure of a course that I want to run next week. Okay. Now, I could actually say I am running a course on how to train your puppy. If I could spell, there you go. That's fine. I wish to create a 30-minute course. Please give me the structure of the session and the benefits of attending in bullet points. Again, there you go. Let's just get this. And include emojis. Now, if I actually type that in, it's going to give me a certain output. So because I've given it 30 minutes, it will actually come up with how to train your puppy. It's got emojis on it. Look, little emojis on there. It's got a few further down as well. Introduction, essential command. It's given me a structure. Now, I know nothing about training your puppy, but I know a bit more now. All right. So, and this is the point. I now have to ask better questions because although this looks good and everything, I don't think this is going to persuade people necessarily to bring their puppies to me. Well, what do I need? So, for example, you can see on here positive reinforcement techniques, socialization, Q&A session, and the benefit. Oh, I like this though. The benefits. Look, nice bullet points with emojis, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points that we can actually go and put on a flyer somewhere, or maybe in a social media post. You get the idea. Now, you are a world-class copywriter and uh, dog training guru. How about that? Now, the reason for that is I'm giving it more context. Okay. Now, what I should have done was to actually put that as my very first line. I've given the AI context as to who you are. I want it to be, it's like acting. I want it to act in a certain way. I want it to go off and do something with a certain context. Um, you are also an expert on the psychology of owning dogs. Now, rewrite the structure, rewrite the output above, and make it and include benefits for the owners as well as the puppies. So I've drawn a line, I've put a line in the sand, and now I'm going to go and manipulate it and edit it so that I get until I'm happy with what I've got. Remember what I said earlier about the output. The output is only ever going to be good as the AI that you're using, but also the questions that you ask or the prompts that you're giving it. Okay, so therefore, notice it's changed the title on there, Mastering Puppy Training, whereas this one was How to Train a Puppy. Do you see the difference now? I didn't ask it for it, but because I'm giving it more context, it's actually put it in there for me. Then we've got introduction, essential commands, reinforcement. So that's all the same. Benefits. So the positive behavior for you. Ah, yeah, sorry. Look, for the puppy, it's got better benefits there. For you as an owner, it's got the benefits in there. Isn't that great? Yeah. So you get the idea that you can actually go off and just keep typing away, asking questions, or keep on manipulating it until you get the answers that you want. And for example, on here, create additional response. Well, what does that mean? Oh, okay, let's just go to it. And it's going to go off and give you another response written in a different way. So unlocking the secrets to puppy training. Okay. And so again, it's got benefits for the puppy, benefits to the owner. And again, it's rewritten it. Now imagine that the art of positive reinforcement, delve into the psychology behind rewards and praise and how to motivate effectively. That's great. That's fantastic. Now, what we can do is we can take this output, and I'm happy with this one, and I can move it to the document over here, or I can copy the content. So let's just do both. I'm going to copy it first. Also, I'm going to move it to the right-hand side, and then I can actually go and amend this by giving it headings, titles, making it left aligned or centered and so on, or giving it quotes or putting links in there even, for example, to actually go to some landing pages maybe, or going to social media pages, etc. So there's a number of things that I can do on here. But at the same time, if I open up my Word documents, so let's just bring this over here. And if I remember, I copied the text, so hopefully if I just press Control V and look, it's got information in there with the emojis. Okay. So there's a number of things that we can do with this. However, what I like is on here, I like to do I like this particular thing. Don't forget that, for example, you can go to where it says new doc over here, drop down list, rename, duplicate, or export to PDF. So if I actually go to rename and put in my puppy training course, okay, and then export to PDF, and it says new doc.pdf. So that will be actually in my downloads folder. And if I open up my downloads folder on here, there it is, new doc. Now, I think that the bullet points have turned into little percentage signs and so on. So that could be a little bit better. But you get the idea that you can actually go and export it in a number of different ways on there. Okay. Now, one of the things that I want you to remember is that those of you who have not used GrooveAI, I've just shown you something that you may have done in ChatGPT. Very similar, except that as a default, out the box, it's thinking about marketing. It's thinking about marketing your business, your uh, services, your goods, your courses, your things that you know make and sell, or you as a coach or a trainer or as a mentor or you as a company. So it's already thinking about the marketing elements, and Groove AI actually gives you that step that you don't have to go and program. It's out the box. And you saw there that we had presets in there that we can play around with. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at create a business plan for this, create a marketing strategy for this, create a, you know, how, give me examples of who my ideal client could be if I am doing XYZ, and then go and actually change the prompts or update them. It makes us think, you know, it's like it makes us go and think more specifically, put the information in, get it to produce something for us, let it update us. Okay. Ultimately, though, you still have to decide what text is good for your website, your landing pages, your business plan, your marketing strategy, etc. But it's like having, and one of the things I'm going to say tomorrow, it's like having your own person sitting there and you asking questions. It's like having your own business consultant to help you with your business plan. It's like having your own marketing strategist sitting here next to you, and you're discussing, going back and forth. What if we do this? What if we think about this? What and you can even get it, and this will again, we'll do this tomorrow. Why don't we get it to ask us questions as to what are the 20 things we need to actually put into our business plan? What are the 15 things that we need to put into our marketing strategy? Get it to ask us the questions. Then we actually answer the questions and say, please give me an outline plan, right? So you're having a conversation with a piece of AI somewhere in the clouds, and you're moving your business along. You're making your business better by having these thoughts, creating better plans, creating better copy, creating more engaging content for your ideal client to see, who then hopefully will be more will start to get to like you more, maybe like your style, the way that your landing pages are written or the videos that you create are engaging, and enables them to go, yeah, why don't I just take the call to action, whatever that is, sign up for an ebook, sign up for a weekly newsletter, sign up for a free webinar, sign up for a paid webinar or a paid training. Remember, we also always want to get them to go have a call to action, and hopefully we get a number of them clicking on whatever they need to do, clicking on the link, press the button, sign up, give us your email address. And you always want to be thinking about that. But this now you actually have an assistant or an AI assistant to help you go and achieve it. Previously, you'd had a piece of paper blank, and it's up to you to fill in the words, to fill in the space. At least this way, it gives you an added advantage compared to those who don't know how to use AI. And that's a very good example of using AI in your business. Okay. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is to see if we're going to take some questions, by the way, when we finish this live session. And so, in those of you in the Zoom room can actually go and ask questions in a few minutes. Now, before we do that, I just want to go over the uh, what we've done today and what we're going to do, what we're going to have a look at tomorrow. Today's been a very light session, hasn't it? And that's fine too. That's more than fine. So, for example, today, we just look at get it started. We had a look at the course structure. I explained that we've got 5 days this week. Days 1 to 3 is going to be myself. Day 4 is going to be Peter. And day 5, I'm going to finish mopping up and introduce you to the next topic. So, in terms of what we did today, we had a look at uncovering Groove AI, navigate around the system, look at some of the default settings on here and take a look at these. And as I said, over the next 3 or 4 days, we're going to look at different things on the console. I didn't look at everything today on the console because, for example, Peter's going to be doing certain things on Thursday. I'm going to be doing certain things tomorrow and Wednesday as well. So a number of things that we will come across that are new. And also looking at the outputs. For example, we can actually have it so that we create an output that we can then go and embed into a web page. All right. So there's a number of things in there. And also thinking about prompts, it's very important that you get comfortable in using prompts, asking questions. You're having a conversation with a piece of code somewhere in the internet, this AI code or this large language model, whatever you want to call it. You're having a conversation with that being as if that is your professional advisor. Okay, have a think about that. That is your professional advisor. And later on in the week, we'll take a look at where we think AI is going to go as well. We'll have a look at that probably Thursday and Friday with Peter and myself. Okay. Now, in terms of tomorrow, what to expect, uh, I'm going to show you how to create an outline business plan, what questions to ask, but also how to get the AI, the Groove AI, to ask you questions that you haven't thought of. Okay. Don't just tell it what to do, ask it. What else do I need with this? What 15 questions do I need? What is it I need to actually create a comprehensive business plan to go and take to whoever you're taking it to? It could be your bank manager, it could be a potential investor, or it could be your partner to say, hey, I'm sure it'll work, right? So these are the kind of things that we're looking at. Business plan, USP, which is unique selling proposition, helping you identify your niche market. Now, some people may not know that at the moment. If you do, fantastic. Then just ask it again, or just ask it to, say, hey, how compare and contrast these niches, and it'll give you an assessment of them. Okay. Ideal clients, and also we'll start on a little bit of your marketing plan. All right. So there's a number of things on there for you to look at. Now, Karen, is there anything else that we need to do before we take questions in the Zoom room? So I'm just asking, do we need to do anything before we close down the stream?
Well, I
You
just
got some information, right?
yes, I just want to share my screen here. First, let's get you off. Thank you, Nick, for that training and your information on the Groove AI. This is exciting times because you can use AI to, like Nick was saying, to ask you questions. So if you don't know what to say or don't know where to start, have Groove AI to ask you. So it kind of guide you along the way. So I'm super excited about tomorrow when you go into that. So I do want to show you guys a few things of what's happening in the Groove community. You can always go to You can always go to GrooveAsia.cm /resource and get all the trainings that we have available to you are on this page. But I do want to bring your attention up to the top where it says to check the calendar. And when you click on check the calendar, it all turns green and it goes to the calendar. Look at all the things that we have coming up today, up this week. We have the 5-day challenge, and this is the Eastern time here on the East Coast of USA. And you can come to the bottom right corner to change it to your local time zone. But we're here at the 5-day challenge. We have the small group coaching. So if you have any questions or are getting kind of stuck, you can come to that. All of this you need to do is just click on the button here and the link will come up where you can register or you can attend. So we have the group coaching that's Peter's going to be hosting. Peter and myself is going to be hosting that today. And we're going to continue on with the 5-day challenge. And we also have a break where we have the GrooveAsia Power Hour, which is a complement to these 5-day challenges. And Tyra Hoyt does host that, where you could come in with and do independent work there at that time. It's like a study hall, but we do share a lot in there at the GrooveAsia Power Hour. And you have 2 opportunities to go to the Power Hour, which is this Tuesday and also on Thursday. That's Wednesday and Friday if you're over in Singapore and Malaysia. And let's not forget, we have the Insiders Club that's going to be coming up also, which is going to be on Wednesday. And Nick is going to be hosting the Insiders Club this week too. So if you're not a part of that, and if you like to get the insights on how things are done step by step, come to the Insiders Club. And there's also a wealth of information in there if you like to learn at your own pace. For those of you who have not yet done some information about the Mastermind Retreat, it has been pushed back to March of 2025, and we would like to see you there. It's going to be in the wonderful Tokyo, Japan. Looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions about that, come to the BTR retreat preview. We will be there to answer your questions. Okay, so those are the things that are coming up. I do want to highlight one thing that's coming up next week, which is to accelerate your business using TikTok. TikTok, is on the move. It is hype. It is on the go, and it's a great way for you to bring brand awareness to your business and the things and to your services. So if you want to, we're looking forward to you being here. So you just click on the link and it will take you straight to the registration page to accelerate your business with TikTok. All right, and that is all that I have for you today. We're going to end this session right now. If you are in the room, please stay. Please stay if you have any questions. We do have a few questions that are in the comment box that Nick is going to be addressing in just a few minutes. All right, so for those of you who are in the room, please stay to after this brief intermission, and then we will continue on with your questions.
You gotta get into the groove. Hi, this is Simon Liang with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with 5 sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.